Everyone, I'm Rick Black.
And I'm Zach White.
This is Black and White Reviews. Dwayne
The Rock Johnson.
To the black and white reviews, black and white reviews. Ayy, black and white reviews, black and white reviews. To the black and white reviews, black and white reviews. Ayy, black and white reviews, black and white reviews.
You want to kick this off? Actually, let me start off.
All right.
I mean, before we get into it, I'm going to disclose a secret about me. I'm a married man. I got 2 kids. But if I had one true love, if right now I could be wearing a shirt that says "I heart The Rock," because when you talk about charisma and box office hits. And I can make an argument right now for the greatest wrestler of all times. It starts with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm going to pause there. I'm going to let that simmer. I'm going to pass it to you, Mr. White. That hurt him. That hurt him. I've never seen a Mr. White down like this, huh?
I'm a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up watching wrestling my whole life. But definitely the Attitude Era with The Rock and Stone Cold and Triple H. That was the pinnacle, I think, of wrestling. And The Rock was a big part of that. Great wrestler. To say he's the greatest of all time, I think, is blasphemy. But that's not what this conversation is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's about his acting career.
Sure.
It's about the phenomenon that is The Rock. It's about Jumanji making these stupid millions of dollars just because The Rock's just because
beating Justice League.
Just because The Rock's in it. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is the most overrated actor in Hollywood of all time. His movies do exceptional because he's The Rock. His movies make stupid amount of money like Jumanji because he's The Rock. But when you look at Hercules, Scorpion King, Doom, whatever that fairy, what is that man shot?
Tooth
That
Fairy.
Tooth Fairy? Tooth Fairy?
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy. I can just go on and on and on. I really don't know one movie that he made that was phenomenal.
His average movie does $114 million.
$114 million.
So let me
because he's The Rock.
Let me interject, and it comes down to one thing. If when you said you can't think of one movie, he saved. You know how big his back's got to be because he carried one of the most long-term, multi-numbered movies in Fast and the Furious. He threw that thing on his back and carries it. We can argue all day about, Scorpion King was his kickoff movie. He was in The Mummy, which led to the Scorpion King. But when the Fast and the Furious came back, the fourth one kind of revitalized it. But Fast 5, he threw that thing on his back and carried it. And he carried it so much, you're like, you know what, we're going to have a spin-off. And him and Jason Statham are just going to just make their own spin-off off of a movie that's going to probably, get up to 10 movies. They're going to make a spin-off because of The Rock's star power, acting quality.
Acting quality.
Well, because so Arnold was the first big guy to take on a role, and they always said Arnold was too big to do these roles, and he always had to do gimmick roles. But you could take someone like him and you could put him in like the Tooth Fairy, the Game Plan. You can make him look soft. You can make him a heroic, like a Walking Tall. You look at these movies, and the bottom line, and I don't want to rip off. I know we were talking about Stone Cold and stuff, but the bottom line, he carries these movies because of his charisma and his passion becoming a better actor. Before it's up, he's going to be raising an Emmy.
No.
Yeah.
No, he never.
Before Tom Cruise.
No.
Before Tom Cruise.
Before Tom Cruise.
Mr. Black is telling you right now, The Rock will stand up and he will hold an Emmy before Tom Cruise.
So you made the comparison to Schwarzenegger, right?
Correct. I mean, I'm talking about in the
Right,
big man.
right.
Yep.
Would you say that The Rock on screen is better than Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, because I was saying from a wide range. I mean, Schwarzenegger. Listen, I love Arnold. I mean, I'm a huge fan of everything he's done. But the reality of the matter is, and here comes our next president is going to be The Rock. So I mean, he's going to prove in every way he's going to be a better politician than Schwarzenegger. He's a more drawing power than Schwarzenegger. I mean, there's no comparison. I mean, you know in the beginning,
No comparison.
when the first movie, you remember when Schwarzenegger came over and passed the baton? What was his movie with where him and Schwarzenegger, he's going into the club where he's hunting down Stifler?
Rundown.
Okay, in the Rundown. That's him passing the baton. You know the old term, passing the baton? Schwarzenegger said, "Good luck to you." Rock looked at him, just grimaced, and that's it. Since then, top of the mountain.
What's The Rock's best movie?
Best movie? I mean, it's easier for me to say what he's only had one bad movie, Doom. Doom's the only bad movie. And he apologized for it, and that really ain't The Rock's fault. That's just. But every movie is amazing. I mean, Jumanji is. And I don't want to insult Robin Williams, but there was an idea you can't make a sequel off Jumanji, and you really, what do you have there? You have a board game, and what were they do? They have a story that's okay in Jumanji, but The Rock and his acting, boom. I mean, him carrying Kevin Hart, cinematic gold.
I didn't see Jumanji.
Sure.
I won't be
Subjected.
Yeah.
I mean, to a movie that started off second to a known franchise, a little franchise called Star Wars, and now is the number one movie. And where are we in week 4? We're in week 4, and it's the number one movie.
Well, if Star Wars didn't suck,
well, we talked about that. I know you want to go there.
Then there would be no.
But it doesn't matter. There's still all the movies.
Has there been a great Star Wars movie?
Liam Neeson just came out with a movie. I get Liam Neeson on a train playing Taken, I guess, whatever the movie's called.
We've seen that.
What's that movie called?
The Commuter?
What's that?
The Commuter?
The Commuter? I mean, you're telling me Liam Neeson, your precious,
Liam Neeson,
your precious Jedi Master Liam Neeson couldn't stop The Rock. You know why?
Tell you what.
Because The Rock is much like a snowball coming downhill. It's an unstoppable object. You can't stop The Rock. And let's not even talk about a social media presence. The man owns Instagram. There's only one king of Instagram. That's The Rock.
And that's fine. He can be a great wrestler. He can be the king of Instagram, social media, whatever. His acting, his movies, they're subpar at best.
Okay.
And he's overrated as an actor.
Okay.
All right.
So
you compare him to Schwarzenegger movies.
I compare him in the fact that when you talk about traditional actors, there's
but Arnold had that.
But
Arnold made good movies.
Arnold was the first to break over that role that wasn't, and then that kind of led the way to Stallone and stuff like that, where Stallone could take his shirt off and be Rambo. But I'm just saying, Arnold paved that way of the non-traditional, because back then there was no muscular characters, there was no over the top. Well, what was there back then? I mean, after Arnold was the groundbreaker, and so now you have someone like The Rock who could make that tradition because of Arnold. But Arnold could wish he could be The Rock. I mean, he wishes. I mean, he could go back and he could go, please make me The Rock, because I'm.
The Rock.
A white guy speechless. I just want to point that out.
The Rock would. So basically, what you're saying is Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, just all his iconic movies, right?
Iconic. Yeah.
The Rock doesn't have that.
He
movie.
would want to go back and be The Rock.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you? There are the iconic movie lines. I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby. Go on and on and on. I can't think of one for The Rock.
Well, I mean, he obviously.
Give me a one. Does he have a one-liner?
No, the great
shot. Does he have a one-liner?
He doesn't have a one-liner,
have
but you know what he does in every movie? Raises that eyebrow.
Oh.
And I mean, when you have a look, you know.
What you got for us? Manshot has nothing.
Manshot speaks.
I just don't think The Rock has a movie like Terminator or True Lies.
No,
He
he
doesn't
doesn't.
have that movie.
He doesn't have
He
it.
has sequels that he did a great job.
He resurrected.
He resurrected movies that,
And G.I. Joe.
but that's
I mean, I
not
don't
his.
wanna-
That's not his. But
I didn't even mention G.I. Joe because no, that doesn't need to be mentioned.
Okay.
Wait, you like G.I. Joe?
Oh yeah,
I don't mind you.
absolutely. I know, I know, but I mean, we can go on for days. I mean, The Rock is booked for the next 4 years until he becomes president. I mean, he really is. He's booked at every movie for the next 4 years. You're going to see a Rock movie every 6 months, and every 6 to 8 months, right? I mean, that's pretty much
He has 3 coming out this year.
exactly.
3 coming out this year.
So you're gonna,
and they'll all be the same movie, right?
But-
Rampage, Skyscraper, and Fighting with My Family.
there you go.
Right, and they'll all be like
Jumanji,
and-
San Andreas,
Yeah, San Andreas. That's what the West Coast movie, the world destruction movie, whatever. Yeah, they're all the same.
Wow.
If you look at the trailer for Rampage and Jumanji, I swear you were looking at the same trailer.
Well, he's wearing the same outfit, but he
It
looks
was
good.
the same trailer.
He looks good in khakis. That's all they.
Oh,
You know, they just saw him in khakis,
now
so
he's
they
Jim
just
Harbaugh.
stay.
He's Jim Harbaugh up in Michigan with his khakis on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's probably better than Jim Harbaugh.
Well, the best part, I'm going to let you know, when he punches that coyote in Rampage, that's going to be great. Because you know that's going to happen. The coyote's going to be running at him, and he's just going to clock back, and he's going to he's going to say, what's the monkey's name? I can't, well, we'll review that when that time comes. But okay, you've said your piece. It's time for you to flat out rate The Rock overall as an actor.
As an actor, I'm going to give him a half-man shot.
Half-man shot.
A half-man shot as an actor. He doesn't, he's just,
What about as a human being?
oh, the human being is great. He's a humanitarian. He's a great guy. He's a good wrestler. As an actor, he's the most overrated actor maybe in the history of Hollywood.
I mean, I know.
Can I change it? Is there?
No,
I
you
may
can-
want to go down under a
Oh,
half,
okay,
but
stop.
I
Okay.
need to think about it.
All right,
but
listen.
I will stick with a half.
I will say this. I mean, the problem is my rating system with the 2 black thumbs and no black thumbs and
Right.
and things like that. The problem is it doesn't go high enough to scale for The Rock. So like his box office draw, we'd have to get all our thumbs together and make them all black thumbs. So I mean, seeing that there's 6 thumbs, I mean I don't know if that's even justified. If there's enough thumbs, maybe we can go get some neighbors and maybe we can go down the street. I mean maybe we could just hang out inside of Jumanji because it's week 4 and it's selling out theaters and we can get all those black thumbs. I say this. I'm going to leave this to the fans. I want to see how many are on the white side and how many on the black side on this one. Because, I mean, I got this one in the bank.
No, you
can
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to be in the minority in this.
No,
one.
I got this.
I'm going to be in the minority in this one. And
You can
that's
you can hand, just like when they hand over Rock the Oscar, look at it. You can hand over because I won this one. So I don't even have to finish. You can wrap this one up.
Yeah, welcome to the channel with the coolest guys I know. They review movies and all that. Let me introduce you to the host. Got Rip Black, but he's the white guy. Zach White, and he's the black guy. Try not to get confused. Hit subscribe and stay tuned to the black and white reviews. Black and white reviews. Ayy, black and white reviews. Black and white reviews. Yeah, with the coolest dudes. Come and join the crew. Yeah, this is black and white reviews. Black and white reviews. Ayy. Subscribe to the channel.